The process of us having state policing might not be as easy as we think. This could also drag in constitutional review that would now, accommodate them and accommodate some of the workabilities of these persons that will be armed. They will need trainings in here and out here. They will need to go for training, and Nigeria will gradually be falling into a police state.
Mr. Amaro, Mr. Amaro, do you not feel that you're sort of over speculating the issue of state police? Looking at the disadvantages which you mentioned. You talked about the disadvantages, vis-a-vis the governors, using them to their own advantage against the oppositions, and then you went on to mention the Amotekun. And we had an election. We've had more than one elections. One of which is general election that we had recently in 2023, and we already had Amotekun in place. We don't have any issue or any history of them using them to hound the opposition party, don't you think? So the issue of state police vis-a-vis the fear of them being used for political gains has not been recorded. We don't have any history of it yet.
You're just talking about one region, and across that region, you don't even have them. You don't even have the presence of Amotekun in all the states. Do you feel the presence of Amotekun in Lagos State, for instance? Amotekun is almost a very vivid.
But Lagos State has a similitude of something close to state policing. We have the neighborhood watch, and we have some other few security parastatals which were not used for politics.
I mentioned Amotekun. You are telling me about a neighborhood watch in Lagos State, which do not bear arms. The neighborhood watch in Lagos State, Amotekun is an arrangement by the southwestern governors. The neighborhood watch in Lagos State is not an arrangement by the southwest governors. If as at the last time I checked. They have their advantages, like I truly said, but why I mentioned that was, I did say that we are already having a similarity of what the governors are calling state policing, and then even the county policing is not a bad arrangement, particularly when they have to work with the federal arrangement. It's not completely bad, but I said if we look at the pros and cons of this arrangement, would we not abuse them? Would some of these governors not abuse them at the end of the day? And I told you about the whole hall you could have to go through to achieving all of that. It's not just a thing of saying. You have to go through constitutional review to accommodate it. I'm not sure we're also looking at all of that. For instance, let me also use Cote d'Ivoire, where I just came from. Cote d'Ivoire, I traveled across Abidjan, most part of Abidjan. I also traveled across some other states, like Bouaké, where I saw police everywhere. But I hardly saw most of those police with firearms. The very first time I saw a policeman with firearms in Abidjan was when Nigeria played a final match. And that was only a shotgun. That was only a shotgun. We are already having issues with some few elements in the federal arrangement where police, some of these processes are abused. And then I'm not saying that the entire thing is wrong. My question is our democracy right to accommodate state policing at the moment? That is the challenge. But talking about fighting insecurity and providing information to the military and other security agents who might need them, yes. When you have them, like you have the neighborhood watch in Lagos State, they want to work and pass on information to the military and some of those who might need to process them. That is talking about gathering intel now, the human intel. Okay? Now, you would have that as an advantage if you have the police everywhere, but it may not even cover everywhere at the end of the day, up until you have that, the one you call the county police, or perhaps the local government police. that will be in every neighborhood, that will know where everybody will know who is coming into that neighborhood, and then strange faces and all of that. Again, these bandits, do they actually or gather in town to operate in town or plan their activities from the town? They do more of a guerrilla activity where they come from the forest and then into town to carry out the activity. Let us look at what happened in Kaduna recently. After that activity, that intel gone wrong, I called it, where the drone was deployed, the UAV was deployed, and some persons were killed accidentally, being mistaken for the bandits. Now, what went wrong by my own assessment was that the artificial intelligence did not work, was not juxtaposed on the human intelligence. So actually, before that firing was ordered. And so if you have some of these people, whether the county or the state policing, not actually working within the forest, they talked about deploying the forest guards into Sambisa forest, and I laughed. I was wondering how many of the forest guards you're going to have in each state at the federal level that will occupy the whole of Sambisa forest.
All right.
If you push the current strength of the Nigerian police into Sambisa forest, they will not be able to occupy Sambisa forest.